One term you may hear more than any other in modern tech is API. API stands for Application Programming Interface. Though it may sound complex, it's really not. Let's talk about how it works. An API is just a way for one program to get information from another program. It acts like a messenger between programs. An API takes a request in a program you're using to another program that can fulfill that request. It tells the other program what you want, gets the information, and returns it to the program you're using. In many cases, that other program is a database with the information that you want. Let's say you're in a store and you see an item you want on display. You want to know if it's in stock, so you find a salesperson. The salesperson accesses a database, finds out, and lets you know. The salesperson is like an API because they took your request, had access to the database, and knew how to get information from it, and they finally brought it back to you. Now, there are two kinds of APIs, public and private. Companies provide public APIs to allow other companies' services to get data from them. One example is a travel service, such as Expedia. If you go there to look for a hotel, their website then accesses the public APIs of every hotel company and returns the rooms available for the place and time you specified. Now, Expedia doesn't have that information itself. They just use the public APIs of the hotel companies to get the information. Then they give it back to you for comparison. Many companies have public APIs so that developers can build products that use their information. A private API is, you guessed it, an API that is restricted to developers inside of the company. These companies are big and they have information stored on many databases across the enterprise. Twitter, for example, probably has different databases with tweet text, images, etc. If a developer on one team is building a feature that needs information from somewhere else in the system, they'll write a request, known as an API call, into their code. This request goes to a location in the other database called an endpoint. It's kind of like a service window where someone is waiting to take an order. The database fulfills the request and sends the information back to the program where the developer requested it. One other thing to note here is that APIs might have restrictions that prevent problems on the system. For example, they may limit the number of requests allowed per minute so that the system doesn't get overloaded, or they may limit the type of data you're allowed to get back. This is especially true with public APIs. Otherwise, any random person could spam any company's systems with millions of requests and cause an outage. So that was pretty easy, wasn't it? An API is just there to allow developers to write code in their program that gets data from other systems. Now you're armed with detailed knowledge on a term I guarantee you'll hear almost daily in any technology-focused company.